It's the political dead duck. It's September 26, 2009. My apologies. I've been busy. I've been sick. I live in a hospital bed in a wheelchair, so I can't always perform like a trained SEAL, okay? But let me tell you about the G20 and break that down to a little nutshell for you. Is that the G20 was absolutely amazing. It was the issuance of orders for a one world government, a one world currency. Now, if you don't believe that, you might want to look at what the private Federal Reserve in the United States done. They issued $24 trillion. That's twice the gross national product. Now, if put that in perspective, there's 1,000 million in a trillion. There's 1,000 million in a billion, and 1,000 billion in a trillion. So 1,000 million. Let's look at that one for a second. $1 million is a suitcase or a briefcase full of money, say. Okay, let's make it even smaller. A briefcase. So there's 1,000 of them in a billion. There's 1,000 billion in a trillion. So that would mean there's 24,000 pallet loads of money, around 500 pounds. Because 1,000 briefcases to make a billion is roughly a 500-pound pallet of money, right? Probably 3 times that, actually. Try putting 1,000 briefcases on a pallet. But anyway, let's break it down and say the minimum is 24,000 pallets at 1,000 briefcases per pallet, which is $1 billion per pallet. So $24 billion. $24 billion. Seems kind of lame saying it that way, but 24,000 pallets of money is most likely 48 or 72, you know? It's a lot of pallets of money, folks. Where are you going to put all those pallets? You wouldn't fit them in a stadium. You wouldn't fit them in the biggest stadium on the planet, okay? 24,000 pallets of money. Where would you put that? You would have to stack that awful high just to put it in the world's biggest stadium. That's a massive amount of money, folks. That's undeniable. The end of the dollar on purpose. They printed that money to devalue the money worldwide so that people would have no choice, no option, but to go into a new one world currency, the one world order, a one world government, where you speak one language, where you have one dictator, ruler, whatever it's going to be called at this stage of the game. But in reality, history will look back and call it a dictator, okay? Now, you know, I was going to make a video about another subject today, and I really don't know how to make the video. It was just to jump for a second. There was a cop down in New Jersey who just got off 2 days ago on September, I'll put a link up here, on September 24th for molesting several calves that he has it on videotape. And they found the videotape because he was after molesting 3 girls. So he searched his home and found videotapes of him molesting cows also. Now, he got off in New Jersey with molesting the cows because bestiality is not illegal in New Jersey. The judge had no choice, but I can't even imagine what was going through that fellow's mind, okay? But anyway, you know, hopefully the jury hears about that. But that'll give you an idea of how bad that blue wall of silence allows tyrannical government to operate. Because he should have been red flagged day one, you know. That kind of personal habit and demonic reasoning that he can go molest girls and cows and get away with it shows you how the blue wall of silence that protects these people is manipulating the entire system. Okay, that's what's going on. No one trusts them anymore because they always throw up the blue wall of silence to protect their own. The system wasn't set up that way, okay? It was set up to rat each other out, give each other tickets for not wearing seatbelts, for speeding without the indicator lights on, and that way you would get rid of the corruptness by self-policing. We've never seen that, okay? So they always throw up the blue wall of silence, they back him up 100%, and he stays into the force, or they transfer him somewhere where no one knows what he was like, and he commits the same crimes. It's like they were doing with the pedophile priest. They would ship him to another church where they molest and molest again. There's absolutely no difference. No difference. only on their color of law, which makes it extraordinarily dangerous and degenerative to the society. Now, the G20 protests, and I'll encompass all three of these because they all add up together, okay? We've got the monetary system, $24 trillion. We've got the blue wall of silence, which protects the code enforcers. We're code breakers. They're code enforcers, okay? They're not there to protect the law and follow the law. They're there to arrest the code breaker, and that's you and me. You might ask yourself, or your friends, or your loved ones, or someone you're having an argument with, how many government kids go to court compared to non-government kids? How many government kids go to jail compared to non-government kids? You can walk in any court and there's not one person there who can afford a lawyer. So that might tell you everything you need to know. Just walk into a courtroom, have a look around, and look at the poverty. And the $24 trillion that's being printed up in the blue wall of silence, make sure that's an everlasting promise that no one wants, obviously, okay? So the human experience has been destroyed by the financial oligarchs that are running society. They also own 96% of all media on the planet. So it's their lies you're reading every day. It's their lies that's fed to you subconsciously, constantly. Okay, that's why you have to throw the TV away. That's why you got no choice but not read mainstream news. You have no choice but to seek out alternative media. And the third part that I wanted to cover in the video was G20. They used sonic weapon. Now it's long-range active denial system. Long-range active denial system. Search that on anything but Google. Don't use Google. Remember, Google was used to censor China. When they perfected that, they moved it into North America. So everything is tracked and traced, okay? I also have a business where I do computers, and I'm not going to get into detail about that, but I solve computer solutions software. So I know what I'm talking about, okay, folks? Right now, if you've got a Windows there, go into your program, and you'll see a file called Xerox. And in that file, there is nothing. Okay, what that file is, it's put there by the National Security Agency to leave a watermark on everything you touch. Everything you do, everything you print, everything you copy, everything you look at, you leave a watermark. So you can't, your computer, if it's registered to you, as most computers are, that watermark is your DNA, okay? And that's being tracked and traced and logged in databases for algorithms so they can come up with thought crimes down the road. And they're going to bring that in, whether you like it or not, because you do not control the government anymore. You do not have any control or sway or power over the blue wall of silence. We've seen that in every single town, in every village, in every city, constantly. There is no justice for the abuses. The issues of currency has devalued money so much now that worldwide we're going to be forced to bring in a one world currency, and they're also calling for now a one world language. Now the G20 was where you've seen the epitome of history. And this will go down in the annals of the history as the first time. Kent State was the last time that we've seen anything bad, but this was horrible. They used a long-range active denial system. Now 110 decibels will hurt your ears permanently, do some damage to it. It might not show up for 10 years, but you'll have damage because of that exposure. So what's going to happen to all those people? I mean, you're going to realize those sonic weapons are 150 decibels, okay? That's permanent damage, guaranteed. So you got all these people in these houses, all those kids in those yards, all those innocent people that live in that Pittsburgh area that were assaulted constantly, 24/7, for 48 hours. By the military embedded, minus posse comitatus, with the police. The absolute, the way to bring the blue wall of silence into that side now was to give them weapons. Now we've seen they enjoyed it. They were on top of these vehicles with the long-range active denial weapons pointed at people, and they were smiling and giggling and waving for the photographs. No shame whatsoever. No compassion that was their next-door neighbors, their loved ones, their brothers, their sisters. Absolutely none. But anyway, I'll probably make videos from now on because dragging pictures and finding the pictures and putting them in there There's a lot of work, so it's easier just to shoot the video. Best wishes you and your loved ones. This is the political dead.